What's up, you guys? It's Wednesday, which means it's New Comic Book Wednesday, and I'm here to talk about pickups that I got. This week, I picked up 4 comic books. Here are some new titles, including Avengers, No Surrender. We got part 5 of the Venom Inc. crossover between Venom and the Amazing Spider-Man. Here we got Old Man Hawkeye, number 1, and last but not least, Daredevil, number 597. So Marvel does a thing every year where they have some sort of renewal, like a big relaunch of some sort, where everything sort of gets like a soft reboot. Last year was Legacy, and fresh off of Legacy comes Avengers, No Surrender. I wasn't actually gonna cop this because it didn't seem too interesting to me. I read some stuff online, but as you guys will come to find out, I am a sucker for lenticular covers. That's where the covers is like, that weird, you can see it, okay? Like, yeah, it just looks cool. And it wasn't bad, actually. What's different about this right now, so far, it's highlighting the C-list superheroes, which are characters that your kids probably won't be like super knowledgeable about. Characters such as Squirrel Girl, Hercules, the Living Lightning. Basically, all of the main Avengers, they get frozen somehow, and the Earth at the same time has disappeared from its usual spot. It's pretty crazy. So all of these like low-level superheroes that nobody knows about anymore have come together, and they have to save the world, I guess. But we'll find out in the next issue. It's pretty good so far. I would cop it if I were you, if you're really interested in just how big the Marvel Universe is, and with all the movies coming out, everyone is, so yeah. Next up is Venom Inc. out of Venom issue 160. This is a pretty big crossover in the Venom and Spider-Man universe. It's not as big as I would have hoped in the beginning. I didn't really care for it, to be honest, but as a big Spider-Man fan, I felt compelled to get it. Plus, Venom is like one of my favorite of all-time villains. I gotta say, the art in here has been pretty like phenomenal. There's some like deep lines, some great colors to go with it, and I love how the artwork sort of like embodies somewhat Todd McFarlane's old Spider-Man run in the 90s. And if you're a fan of that, you'll probably like this. It didn't have the scope that I wanted in the beginning, so I took a step back and I was like, if I took it as an episode of the old 90s Amazing Spider-Man cartoon, then it definitely feels like a big arc in that sort of sense. It's very small, I guess, but with all the characters in it, there's Black Cat, there's Hammerhead, there's Anti-Venom, there's a bunch of people. And the villain is actually kind of cool. He's a symbiote villain called Maniac, and he basically spits in people's faces and makes them become their slaves. And basically a little kid games that your kids probably play. It's really cool in that sort of sense. If you have like a sense of nostalgia for like childhood, like kiddie sort of comic book arcs, then this one is definitely for you. Next up is a story that I probably wouldn't recommend to your kids. Old Man Hawkeye, number 1. This takes place in the same universe as Old Man Logan by Mark Millar back in the day. A lot of people would argue that Old Man Logan isn't necessarily a Wolverine story. Yes, he's the main character, but they didn't make him any less interesting as the usual Wolverine character. And by that, I mean, you take in all these different characters and settings that take place in the main Marvel universe and flip them upside down. It's really cool what they did with all these different characters. Like Hulk was a villain, and Red Skull kind of like killed everybody. It was split into like territories. The thing is though, Old Man Logan was strictly a Wolverine story, right? You didn't get to explore all the other areas of the United States that has been taken over by villains and stuff. So this is a prequel set 5 years before Old Man Logan. As you guys probably know, Hawkeye in Old Man Logan was blind. This is how he starts to become blind and loses his sight, and I didn't think it'd be good. I wasn't actually gonna pick it up, to be honest, but it definitely embodies the Old Man Logan characterizations and settings, and it's really interesting so far. The same things that made Old Man Logan a compelling story is making this one really good so far. And I'm hooked. I'm probably gonna pick up the next one. Again, this is not for kids, so don't pick it up for your little 5-year-old. My last cop of the day was Daredevil number 597. This is part 3 of the Mayor Fisk arc, where Kingpin has become the mayor of New York City, following his support of the New York citizens during the Secret Empire arc, which wasn't very good, to be honest. Anyway, spoilers, Kingpin as mayor has hired Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, as the deputy mayor. Seems like a bad idea on Matt Murdock's part. In reality, he took the position to keep a close eye. Yeah, I know, he's blind. But to keep a close eye on Kingpin. It's interesting so far, actually. As you can see, Daredevil is not on this cover at all. It was a variant cover. And just like lenticular covers, I am a huge fan of getting variant covers, even though they're like $1 or $2 more than the regular cover price. It's good so far. I don't want to spoil too much, but if you're a fan of the Daredevil TV series, if you're a fan of more like law-based stories, then I would pick it up. Your kids probably won't find it very interesting. Oh my god. So that concludes my cop for the week. Hopefully I do this weekly, and I'll show you what I pick up next week at the comic shop next Wednesday. Alright, I'll see you guys later.